So what I'm going to give you right now is a checklist of 20 things where if you have those things in place, you will go viral with your TikTok organic dropshipping store. Step 1 is finding a product with a proven concept. It has to have at least 1,000 followers on another person's TikTok account. As an example, we can just take this product here. Before testing a product, you just need to ask yourself 3 questions. Number 1, is it easy to go viral with this? So does it have a really strong virality factor? Number 2 is, can you film with this? If you, for example, do not know at all how to throw a punch and basically your videos are going to look like shit, maybe this product is not for you. And number 3 is this a product which people would actually buy? Is it a product which is sellable and not only has a viral factor? For example, Mikey again was selling this 2D bag, which is super easy to go viral with, but it sucks. Nobody would ever actually buy it and then wear it because the product itself just sucks. All right, now that you have the product which fits all these criteria and has a proven concept, we go to step number 2 of our little checklist here, which is look for a supplier who theoretically would be able to ship this product. Obviously, this is important because if you cannot ship the product, you shouldn't sell it. But keep in mind here, before you test the product, you don't have to go all the way with perfecting everything, finding the best supplier with the best version, with the best everything, making a perfect store. All these things come later, all right? You don't even know if this product is actually going to work and if it's worth it to spend a lot of time with it, which means that you just have to do the basics, which is find a decent supplier. From that supplier, ideally, you also order the product so you can start filming with it. And at the same time, you make sure that the quality of that supplier is actually good. And if you're wondering about it, in our program, you're actually going to get the full supplier list with all the top suppliers we tested. Then we go to step number 3. Get studio lights, get a tripod, get a phone stand, and get a smartphone with a high quality. Preferably it's an iPhone. And here you need to make sure that you prepare everything to start filming for the product. Your battery has to be charged, your background has to be clean, all these things need to be prepared before you even start filming. Step 4 is studying your competition. You need to ask yourself a very important question. Why did the video which went viral went viral? Why did the other videos your competition posted didn't do well versus their top performing video? What was the thing behind it? And ideally you check in the comments and see what everybody's talking about, and that's gonna indicate why the video actually did go viral. So why did this video go viral? Well, most likely it's because of the concept. This whole prototype versus product angle is actually really good. And in this case, it did 2 things. Number 1, it shows your product in a really good light because you have a really bad before example. And number 2, it actually has an implied scroll stopper. If you think about it logically, what they say here is what people think when we say we sell automatic door closers. This implies that it's something else. And people want to see what this something else is. And to find out, you have to watch the whole video. And people watching the whole video is going to push the algorithm. This obviously makes a lot of sense, but it's something which is a really powerful tool, and a lot of people just don't do it. So why did this brush video go viral? Well, it could be because of a couple of reasons. Number 1, if you look at the comments, there's comments like, did you guys see that the end of the brush is broken? So on purpose, this person broke the brush just so people commented. The second thing, which everybody comments, but I just don't understand, is TV girl. I don't get it, but apparently there's some side of girl inside thing. Anyways, they did something which I literally don't see. And the third thing is that you can actually see that the brush cleans itself, which is very important in this example. You have to have a visual representation of what your product actually does. If you wouldn't make the brush super dirty and just put it in there and nothing really happens, it would have sucked. But this actually made it much, much better. All right, you studied your competition, you understand why their videos go viral. Now let's get to number 5 out of our checklist. So step number 5 is looking for video ideas in your niche which are not involving your product. So after you studied your competition, which are selling exactly your product, you also need to look inside of your niche and understand why generally things in your niche go viral and what you can take from that and how you can implement it into your own videos. Let me again show you a few examples here. One thing which I probably couldn't include in this video, the cuts are perfectly synced up with the beat itself. So the song and the cuts match really, really well together. On top of that, the hook makes you want to watch the whole video, and generally the product looks really aesthetically pleasing. Now here's a video with the same exact sound and concept, but it's just a little bit of a different product. I hope you see the similarities here, and if you didn't, just watch it back a couple of times so you understand that the feeling of the videos are very, very similar. And the same exact thing happens here. So super emotional video connected to your product. They just take some sort of clip which is fitting and sparks emotion and has to do with death and basically connected to your product. Now look at the next one. It's a completely different product, but the concept is exactly the same thing. Same vibe, it's just very emotional and super cute, the same as the first clip. Step 6 in our checklist is decide who you actually want to target. And this is the most logical thing, but most of you guys just do it wrong. I see, for example, how people selling this sewing product and filming videos in class. Who does this sewing thing if you're not like 50 years old? Basically nobody. Like, your target audience is at least over 30 or 40. So you shouldn't film this in class. And let me show you a really good example here.
If you have curly hair and you're traveling this holiday season, get yourself this to wear on the plane. It protects your curls from flattening and getting dirty from airplane seats, so that you can rest worry-free on your flight.
So this obviously works super well because number 1, it's a girl. Number 2, she has curly hair. Number 3, she's traveling. And this is exactly who she's talking to. And one really cool side note here is because it was blue, everybody started commenting that she looks like Marge Simpson. I'm not sure if this was a coincidence or she actually planned that, but it's very smart if she did. All right, now that we understand our target audience, let's go to the next step, which is writing down and scripting at least 30 video ideas. Here again, don't get creative. Just do what already works. Doesn't matter if it's for your product or for other products, it has to work already, because if you're starting out, I have news for you. You're not gonna make it better than your top competition. They are better, they're more advanced than you, means let's just copy. And the best thing which can happen to you is if a video actually does well and goes viral, however, it's not good. And it has a bunch of things which you see which you can improve on. Let me show you one example.
Is the Z-Book used only for broccoli? Of course not. The Z-Book can also hide flavored air, money or something to keep safe. Just open the book and unlock the hatch with the key. Place your item inside the book, lock the hatch, and hide the book. Tag someone morbidly obese.
So what I have to say here, the concept of the video is really good, but the clips are terrible. They're way too long, they're super shaky, and the background could also be better, especially if it's for like other ZA products. So if you see something like that and you like the concept, take that, but improve on it. So step number 8, if you have a technical product, you have to make a list of 10 or 20 questions about your product and use that as storylines. So what do I mean with this? Well, let me show you.
Can you use it like walkie-talkie to talk to your friend? That's a great question, but you can only talk to your friend by calling them on your phone with Right Buddy connected via Bluetooth. You can also listen to music freely if you don't have friends to talk to. Veed's great quality. That's color, all accessible for only $40. It's also super easy to install and lasts for 15 hours. If you want one, hit the link in my bio.
This is exactly what you should be doing. If you have a product which is not self-explanatory, is it via Bluetooth, how does it connect, whatever, you need to answer all these questions. Just make a list of the potential questions which people could ask, and also look at the comments of other people which questions were asked, and then just come up with really good responses. Look at one more example here.
Is the Pocket Jet X silent? That's a great question. Let's clear it up once and for all. We have created the world's most powerful jet engine that fits into your pocket. But how loud is it? Let's test it versus $1 million hairdryer on how silent it is. Now, I hope that clears it up for you.
So this is a very obvious question to ask if this product is loud. Here you have the answer. And that's a really important thing to do. What you're really doing is objection handling, because people want to buy the product and they're going to be like, nah, it's too loud, or nah, this is not going to work for me because it's connected not via Bluetooth but with something else. And then basically you just cover up these issues by explaining your way out.
How fast does it go? That is a great question. Well, hold on to your hats, cause we've got the deets. This is the world's fastest jet fighter toy and we're spilling the beans. What's the secret sauce, you ask? Quadruple output and a slick 4-motor design. This thing's a speedster on a mission. With a gravity sensor, watch it dance and smoothly circle around like it's got its own groove.
This is also a really interesting concept where you ask a question, you answer it, but you don't really answer it. You get into the answer, and then you say something completely else where you sell it. He never showed how fast this thing actually is. So again, this is something where you get people to wait for the answer and have their attention because of that. Again, really good implied scroll stopper. You just hold off on the answer and people want to see the answer. All right, so step 9 is planning your videos in depth, really specific before you actually film. So where do you film? How will the transitions look? That's something which is important when you're filming, not when you're editing. Number 3 is, which video concepts are you going to use? How are you going to make the video controversial? Which sounds are you going to use so everything makes sense from the vibe? Let's take a look at an example, and I guarantee they planned out everything.
How does it work? Our mini lung tank replaces your snorkel, allowing you to breathe underwater for up to 10 minutes. It has a built-in pressure gauge so you can monitor your remaining air, and you can easily refill it with our 12-volt compressor or on the go with our filtered hand pump.
So here again, they planned out the storyline before filming the video. They planned out the text, they planned out the story, they planned out the clips and moves, and everything they're gonna do while filming, they planned before filming. So even though this looks super simple, it's a very scripted thing. They already knew which comment to answer, all these things they knew beforehand. And most of you guys just go in here and basically be in the fucking water and then start filming, and then you come up with a storyline while you do that. That's not how it works. Step number 10 is get product-specific equipment before you film your videos. So I don't know what it is for you, if it's flowers or candles or whatever it is to make the atmosphere nice, but if we take a look at this guy, for example, he planned out exactly in which room he's gonna film, which LED lights he's gonna use, and also he decided on the music and then decided which effects of the product to show when according to the music. And this is generally a very trending concept where you just show a similar boring product and then in comparison show your amazing looking one. The guy actually made a pizza before starting to film, and he also planned out this concept. I will first show how to use the product and then show the product in use, so with the pizza. So this is something you could have done differently, showing it in use right away. But this sparked a little bit more attention, and also it fits really well with the music. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to play this because of copyright, but I think you get the point. Here in the last example, they actually used a Christmas tree in the background and a Christmas song laid over this video. So this all creates a super Christmassy vibe and needs to be planned out beforehand. This is not something you come up with a spot. You have to have a Christmas tree to do something like this. Step number 11 is this is very simple. Decide which video you want to film first and in which order you want to keep going. Because if you need a lot of prep, like making a pizza, film a lot of fucking videos after you made the pizza. Don't film one and then eat the pizza and then make another pizza and then basically get obese because of your product. You actually need to plan out the way you film everything logically. Or imagine you had to do the whole LED video where you rip it off and later on you wanted to film something where there are LEDs in the background. Rather film that first and then rip them off for the next video. This is something which is common sense, but plan out which props you need when to make sure that you're not wasting your time. I see so many organic dropshippers waste their time with bullshit. Like making a pizza is not going to make you a better organic dropshipper. And this is something which you spend all day long with. Keep in mind, as a beginner, just don't test products where there's like hours and hours of preparation because you're not building the skill of organic. You're building the skill of making pizzas. Step 12 is make sure you have your SIM card VPN set up properly. If you still have troubles with that and want to make sure that for sure it works, just DM me the words VPN setup on Instagram and we're going to send you a video step-by-step tutorial on how to do that. Step number 13 is start by warming up your account for at least 4 days. You're going to have to engage with videos in your niche, like, comment, save them, do everything inside of your niche so things get warmed up. And this is something you need to do before posting your first video on the account. Very important, most people don't even know about it. Step number 14 is looking for trending sounds which actually will fit your video ideas and your product. And it really depends on what type of product you have. But for example, if it's a girly product, you need to look at girly products and see which sounds are trending. If it's a Christmas product, same thing. And whenever you have these, for example, like prototype versus product videos, you actually need to keep in mind that you're building up your product. So you show something bad and then you show the good one, and you could also do that with music. You basically have the music change a little bit when you show your product. And in a lot of songs, you can actually hear how it's building up to be changed.
It came! It finally came! The big one. Yay!
And this, for example, just from experience, we saw that this sound is doing really well if you do unboxing videos. Step number 15, this is optional, but it's just gonna cut your learning curve so much. And it's basically getting your videos reviewed by experts. And obviously, we have a team of experts, and it could sound like I'm just trying to sell my stuff. To some extent, I do, but in reality, I truly believe that it's one of the best things you can do. If you have some money to invest, there's nothing better to invest it in than getting your videos checked out, and we tell you what's bad about them, what's good, what to change. You just doing the same exact mistake over and over again is not gonna help you. If you do something wrong and it doesn't go viral, you don't understand why. You cannot pinpoint why things don't work, or if they do go viral, but if, for example, doesn't convert, it's very difficult to pinpoint what the actual problem is and what to change for next time. But we can tell you because we have so much experience with that. Step 16, and this is something you should always do no matter what, is film one clip multiple times. Film it multiple times and then review your videos on your own. Does your video look clean? Does it look satisfying? Does it fit into the rhythm? Does the music and the cuts, do they fit together? Do the transitions look nice? Is everything just clean? Because this is step 17. If not, film again. Make sure that everything does look clean, and if it doesn't, just don't do it. It doesn't make sense to post bullshit on your TikTok page. So step 18 is understanding how to use your accent in the right way. If you have a really thick UK accent or an American one, use that to your advantage. Specifically in the UK, things go super viral just because it feels so much more relatable if the local UK boy is basically talking. So obviously you need to try everything. Text to speech, you talking, AI, all these things. So we have the classic AI voice.
Just paint it black? Apparently, all of you guys are dying to see this happen.
Then we have the typical TikTok voice.
Is this your press-on nails? Always pop off.
And obviously you can just speak yourself. Those are the options you have, and then you can experiment with all these different AI voices later on. Step 19 is basically if one of the videos reach over 100K views, then you can start creating a store. That late. All those other things are so much more important. And if you miss out on a few sales before your 100K views, so be it. You didn't waste a shit ton of your time by creating every store for every product you test. It just doesn't make sense. To create a really good store, we're creating a full separate checklist video for only specifically that, because I'm not going to be able to cover that in this video. So make sure that you're subscribed because we're going to drop that pretty soon. Then step 20, and this is very important, write down all of your hooks, all of your background, all of your video ideas, and analyze if you see a pattern. Maybe this type of hook is doing better. Maybe this background does perform better than all the other ones, and try to keep mimicking your best performers. So here, for example, what they did was they used the same exact text hook in both of them, but it was just a different visual hook. They used another sound, but the concept of the video comparing normal products versus selling your own products is the same one. So text and concept is exactly the same, and they just changed up something else. This is what you need to do. You need to find out which variables are working the best and use them to your own advantage. We actually noticed that there's more than 20 points in this video, so we're added 3 more. 21 is post 2 times a day on every account and repost on YouTube and Instagram. Very important. With every single video, you need to repost everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, sometimes Facebook if it's specific like elderly products, but usually YouTube and Instagram. And this is something which brings in an insane amount of pure extra profit. It doesn't take you extra time. You already have created the content. Repost it. And this is something which a lot of people also do wrong, is posting too often or not enough on the accounts. 2 times a day is the golden spot. This is what you should be doing. Step number 22, after you already went viral a bunch of times, now you're allowed to think of your own video ideas. This is something which is so much more advanced, but if you have mastered the craft of making really good content, you are allowed to come up with your own stuff. And 23 is gonna sound super salesy, but it is the case. You need to get a mentor. If you watch all the case studies we have posted on this channel, it is undeniable at this point that the strategy we use actually does work. The amount of money you're gonna pay us, if you do what we tell you, you're not only gonna make it back, but you're number 1, gonna learn the skill of going viral. Number 2, the skill of converting views into sales. And number 3 is picking amazing products. All these things we're gonna do together with you. So you make lists of products, we look over them, tell you this product is good, this is bad. We look over your account, tell you this video is good, this is bad, why is this bad? Most important part, what should you replicate and what should you change? This is impossible to do by yourself. You cannot identify and isolate issues which you have because you don't know what they are. You're gonna keep doing the mistake over and over and over again. And this is why our program works. If you are still not sure about it, watch the case study playlist. Everybody says the same, all of them. Do what we tell you, you will make money. Don't do what we tell you, not gonna make money. The only thing you actually need, a couple of hours every single day. At least 3 hours consistently every single day, bare minimum, needs to be put in to this program. If you cannot do that, this is not for you. If you actually can do that, and you truly are dedicated to making this work and doing dropshipping full time, you can click the link below, sign up for a call, and we see if it's a good fit.